Once you've completed the brazing process and the leak is repaired, you must test the repair to make sure there's no refrigerant leaking. To test the repair, you must pressurize the system with nitrogen. Nitrogen is used instead of compressed air because it doesn't create humidity in the system. First, connect the manifold gauges to the system. The blue hose goes to the suction line, and the red hose goes to the high side line. Then use the yellow hose or service hose and connect it on the nitrogen tank service port. Turn the nitrogen tank valve until it's fully open. Check the pressure in the nitrogen tank to ensure there is enough gas to pressurize the system. The pressure regulator on the right side will show the pressure in the tank, which should be up to 2000 psi, and the pressure regulator on the left will show the amount going into the system, which should be 150 psi. To avoid overpressurization, it's always recommended to look at the pressure rating on the evaporator. Typically it ranges from 150 to 400 psi. 75 psi in the system should be enough pressure to identify leaks. Open the low side port on the manifold gauges to introduce nitrogen, and make sure to put 75 psig in the system. The pressure should be enough to identify if the leak was properly repaired. Apply the gas leak detector spray to the repaired area. If there are no bubbles, then the leak has been properly repaired. Once you've determined that there are no leaks, the nitrogen can be vented out. Close the nitrogen tank valve and loosen the pressure regulator valve. Disconnect the yellow hose from the nitrogen tank and open the low and high side valves on the manifold gauges to release the nitrogen. The next step is to remove moisture and non-condensables from the system. The acceptable level of negative pressure for the vacuum, according to the EPA, is 500 microns. To remove excess moisture, use the vacuum pump and make sure the oil in the vacuum is clean. While the manifolds are still connected, connect the VAC yellow hose to the vacuum pump port. Turn the knob on the vacuum pump to the open position. Open the VAC, low and high side valve knobs on the gauges. Turn the vacuum pump on and monitor the microns. Once you reach 500, turn the vacuum pump off. Check to make sure the numbers don't increase, which could indicate the presence of a leak. The next step is to charge the system. The following video will show you how.